Now that we have the basic design in place, let's go ahead and add our navigation elements here to our nav box, because that's an element we're going to want to keep consistent across all of our pages. So we'll actually enter the content and set the links here. Now you can type this in if you prefer, but I have included a document in your lesson files that has the content that goes here. So I'm going to go get that and just copy and paste it. Just going to diminish expression web in my project files in lesson 2. And you'll see I have created a document in Word and a text file if you prefer. I'm just going to copy this little bit of text here. This will be my list of links. Using Control-C to copy, Alt-Tab to switch back over to Expression Web, and placing my cursor in the navbox div. Now I can Control-V and paste, but let me show you a little trick. If you choose Edit, Paste Text, you actually get to choose how much formatting you want to maintain when you paste in text from Word. I'm going to choose normal paragraphs without line breaks. And although I don't find this completely intuitive, that means I'll get paragraph tags, not break tags. Let's click OK. And you'll see each of my items now surrounded by a P tag. Now I want to format this as an unordered list. Unordered lists are great for lists of information, like the navigation links in this nav box. And unordered lists have become common practice and a recognized standard for navigation elements like this. But we don't want them to look like this. Those bullets look horrible. So I'm going to create a couple of styles that will allow me to control the formatting of this bulleted list. But first, I'm going to set these links. Simply double-click to select Listings. And in this master page, I'm setting links just like I would set links anywhere else in my document. And I'll tell you what I'm going to name each of these pages. So make sure you type this in precisely as I do, because you're creating links and they must match the page names later. Listings will link to our listings.aspx page. Agents will link to agents.aspx. Testimonials. You're probably getting used to my naming convention by now. Who we are. And finally, that home button will, of course, come back to our default.htm. I find that if you're consistent with a naming convention using all lowercase and naming files similar to what their links are, it makes it much easier to keep track of links even before you create the pages. Of course, you can always come back to the master page and change or fix them later. Now to style this text, and we're going to create a different kind of styles this time, but we're going to do it in much the same way. So the first thing we'll do is we'll choose New Style. And what I'm going to do this time is to redefine an existing tag. So in this area, I want to insert the name of the tag I want to redefine. That's a UL tag for the unordered list. And if you're not sure how the tag is typed, you can look in the breadcrumb trail and find exactly the tag. Or you can use the pull-down arrow and find a list of HTML tags here. As I redefine the UL tag, I'm going to set the box settings to remove all of the spacing. OK. Now I'll redefine the LI tag. And again, I can just type it in. If you're a pro at CSS, you may be thinking that I should make these contextual styles or descendant styles by placing them inside navbox. You could do that and define the LI tag this way, which would mean that this redefined style for the LI tag would only display inside the navbox div. I'm going to reuse this LI tag later, so I want to redefine it for all instances on the page. For the LI tag, I'm first going to set margin to 10 top and bottom. Let me remove same for all. And for right and left, I'm going to make it 15. That's going to give me some space around each of these items. And I want to set my font to Garamond. You can set any font you want, but it will only display in text if that same font is on your user's computer, so it's best to stick to fairly common fonts. Let's set the text size to large, weight to bold, and I want to set the list decoration so that the list type, this is what controls that bullet, is set to none. That'll get rid of the bullet. So when I click OK, you see all of that is automatically applied. Now, one last thing I'd like to do, I defined the colors of all of my links in the Properties dialog, and if we go to the Manage Styles task pane, you can see they're all right here. But now I want to remove that underline, and to do that, I'll have to modify the anchor tag, that's what controls the link, and simply set text decoration to none. Okay. And now I have a nice little nav box tucked into the left side of my page with the links all set. Let's go ahead and save this. And Expression Web's going to warn me I don't have any content regions defined, but I'm about to do that. So click Yes, and we'll do a little more with this layout, define the regions, and be ready to put this to work.